It all began when a group of unsuspecting safari goers embarked on a treacherous and wild journey into the deep, dark, unexplored heart of Ncwoodssafari Island.
G'day mate, my name is Ncwoodssafari and Ryan.
What are we seeing today?
Well, you never know what you'll expect to see on a safari. Perhaps we may experience the emergence of several wild animals. There's truly something for everyone out here.
I want to see a kangaroo.
Alright mate, it's a goer. There's one right over yonder.
Gee whiz! I heard that kangaroos are a sign of high biodiversity. Is this area a wildlife reserve?
Indeed. In fact, it's protected under law 256-A that requires that 25% of all Aussie land be a wildlife reserve.
Neato! To me that sounds like a use of legislation as a means of harmonizing science and values.
Ridgy-didgy. And ever since, conditions have provided a home for exotic animals, creeks for water source, and high levels of dissolved oxygen in shaded areas with fast-moving water.
And from what I can tell, it doesn't look like humans have cleared this area much, and no detrimental impacts have been made to the area, making it an important ecosystem.
Dinky D. That's where science and values play a big part in doing what's right and keeping it sustainable. And just by doing that, not only will it help the environment, but also make the people helping to improve it fair dinkum.
Wow, well, I can't wait to see all these exotic species today and improve my knowledge of science and values. Yeah, same, man. I want to learn how to make this ecosystem sustainable so I can take my kids here one day.
Rip off! Well, let's begin our tour today and see what we will encounter.
Good night, nice.
My name's Sheila.
Nice to meet you.
Bonza, nice to meet you too, mates.
So let's begin our tour today by first identifying where we are. Can anyone tell us?
The Ncwoodssafari Island.
Thanks! To the north, we have the 86th Street Channel, which connects us to other islands. And over there, we have the NC mainland in Australia.
So is that basically No,
Dinkum! You got it! Can you get some other natural and non-natural features, mate?
the creek in the hills?
Right. Also, check out the trees and the bridges too. Butler, mates! Butler! Butler! A wild dingus has approached us!
Crikeys!
This is perfect. The dingus is a perfect example of biodiversity within the Ncwoodssafari Island.
Approach with caution.
Hi, I'm Will, the wild dingus of NC Woods. Well, I live here because it is very warm and this area offers great shade to me and my species. Also, reproductive factors include sandy shores and hills for me and my species to lay eggs.
Golly dinkum, Sheila. What might be the reason we don't just flick the wild dingus out of the Ncwoodssafari Island? Or why should we protect it?
Well, maybe its ecological practices and aesthetic aren't that great, but with my science and values, the precautionary principle comes in hand to protect the species and biodiversity to maintain sustainability in the environment.
Wild dingus, show us your layer.
Okay,
Hey dingus, why do you lay your eggs over there?
I lay my eggs here because it's on the nice sandy shores so that when the eggs roll around, they're in some soft material. Also, this creek here that flows between you and I has high levels of dissolved oxygen at 8 parts per million. This is because the water is cold and moves and flows through rocks. Unfortunately, there is some pollution and that harms my children, especially since the first 6 months of my children's lives are spent in these waters that are often polluted.
It was probably Joey LaPlante's Trail Woods group. Well, Dingus, how can we help the pollution to help the environment for your eggs?
I think a lot of things can be done, including recycling and cleaning up your trash even if it's not your trash.
Dingus, I know that my moral values tell me I would never, ever put something unnatural into a natural wild environment. But I understand that everyone does not have the same moral principles as me. Sometimes people do things like this.
That's where we need to improve science and values. Where's our dingus?
What's his migrating season?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of concerning, however, because the greenhouse effect has caused the temperature of the Earth to warm up. So perhaps his migratory pattern has been disrupted. And you know, sometimes I've heard that windmills can get in the way of it too. Golly!
Wait, but what about his eggs?
There are enough nutrients cycling through this vicinity, they will have a fair go at life. Gross. There's also a high amount of dissolved oxygen in the water, which is a good indicator of high quality water that will not be at risk for eutrophication and will not hurt Ncwood Island aquatic life.
Yeah, you know, mates, I think we should go check out another part of the outback. Got some Aussie friends back here, putting some shrimp on Barbie. Alright.
This is a rare part of the outback that horses hardly even see, let alone safari goers.
Wow!
As we journey farther into the outback, we will see many more exotic animals. Crikey! There's a wallaby! Look at him!
Whoa, you...
Hi there. I'm Will the wallaby.
Wow! You must be able to make some big hops.
Sometimes. It's kind of hard though, with pollution and structures preventing me from making such large leaps.
Crikey! Wallaby whale, what do you mean by pollution and structures?
I'll show you. Over in those woods over there, do you see that?
Oh, crikey!
Stuff like that is very harmful to species like mine. Toxics and contaminants get in the water supply, and when we drink it, it can harm our bodies.
Why is that?
Because they're not natural, and some of these disagree with our body systems.
But, Will the wild dingus, how can we reduce pollution?
Well, to reduce pollution, you can reduce the amount of waste you put out, you can recycle, and you can tell others to do the same.
What about stuff like air pollution?
For air pollution, try to get more energy efficient utilities and try to spread the word also.
Thanks, Will the wild dingus.
Along with air pollution, man-made structures also affect the environment.
How so?
Well, when man-made structures are placed in an environment, they should be beneficial.
So if they're not beneficial, then they should designate land and institute it somewhere else?
Indeed.
Thanks for sharing, wild dingus. Now we know how to help you keep hopping.
Right on. Well, I must get going. It's about lunchtime.
Alright, squad. Let's continue our safari, for we are nearing the end.
Dizzy CM! First, let's hop out and see what I don't want to live here. Less the soil got good. I be cycling on these minerals. Got me feeling like lands. Good day, listen up. I've got the good oil. I'm going to inform you all about soil. Soil consists of nutrients, macro and micro, like phosphorus. They cycle through the ground to keep lands green all around. Let's check out yield nitrogen, cause it's a necessary vitamin. Nitrogen fixation alleviates mineral stagnation. Decomposers release ammonium, which is a ripper nutrient. You should probably get some. Nitrates can also be created. Then they will be nitrogen fixated. Bonds are made. Do you remember the nutrient phosphate? Often it runs off from farms, but sometimes it sets off fire alarms. Phosphorus can enter the ground because atmospheric deposition brings it down. O, A, B, C. Check out these soil horizons with me. O is on top, A is next, then B follows. Fasten your seatbelts. Here's where it gets complex. Sea horizon rich with sandy loam. This stuff's been around since ancient Rome. Finally, we got bedrock. Say hi to Fred if you go here ad hoc. Bonds are made, put a shrimp on the Barbie. Because in the ecosystem's pH is gnarly. 0 to 7, oh my, oh me. That's an acid like the 7 Ds. 7 is water, it's H2O. You can drop that cause it's neutral. 7 to 14, we are getting basic. Give me some Starbucks and daddy buy me LASIK.
The following Stella model helps illustrate the carbon cycle, which allows carbon to pass freely through various carbon sinks. Ncwoodss is a carbon sink, which means that it is a reservoir which accumulates and even stores carbon and carbon-containing compounds. However, because Ncwoodss is a carbon sink, this also means that it is more vulnerable and more susceptible to man-made pollution, which could interfere with the carbon cycle.
It's our party, we can